and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today's video is just going to be a day in my life as a kindergarten teacher. I am a third year teacher, first year teaching kindergarten. So if you're new here, welcome. It is 7:30 in the morning. I typically try to get to school around 7:30. The kids arrive at 8. It's December, so I'm not as in a rush to get here super early like I was at the beginning of the year. I used to get here at like 7:15, but that's pretty early. I don't really need to get here that early. I didn't show a lot of my morning routine just because I have so many morning routine videos on my channel. So if you're interested in kind of seeing my morning routine, go watch that. And if you guys want me to film an updated morning routine, I can definitely do that. But my mornings are typically very chill. I wake up like an hour before I have to leave and then just get ready and head out the door. Let's go ahead and head inside. Hey guys, as you can see, it is the next day. Big fail yesterday. I brought my camera in, started filming my day, and totally ran out of battery and didn't have a backup. So I was like, you know what, it's okay, we'll just pick up the next day. Okay, before totally kicking off this video, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Cricut. I am so excited to say that Cricut is the sponsor of this video. As you guys know, I have used and loved my Cricut for many years since becoming a teacher, and I now have a new Cricut that I'm so excited to share with you, a new Cricut machine, and that is the Cricut Joy Extra. It is beautiful, so pretty, so sleek. Definitely smaller than my other one, which is so nice just for transporting it to and from my house to my classroom. She's so pretty. Now I know you guys are probably familiar with Cricut, but if you're not, Cricut makes smart cutting machines that work with an easy to use app that help you design and personalize almost anything. Obviously I use it in my classroom a lot, but you can use it to customize cards, apparel, everyday items, classroom decor. There's really so much that you can do with them. My team teacher is obsessed with her Cricut, and she made us our really cute Barbie team t-shirts. If you guys saw the first day of school, she customized those using her Cricut. It's so easy to use. Coming from someone who is not very crafty, it's something that I swear anybody can learn how to use. It's not complicated at all. All you have to do is plug it in, make sure that you downloaded the Cricut app, which it comes with instructions, really easy to do, and make sure that it is hooked up to your Bluetooth, and everything you can just make on the Cricut app, which I just use on my laptop. Takes me minutes to start any design. I'll show some clips of the Cricut Design app on my laptop. This is kind of how I make my designs. The project that I really wanted to start on this week was our book bins. So our kids use our book bins every single day for independent reading time, and the beginning of the year we really wanted to put numbers on them, but we got a little lazy and we just stuck some stickers on there and hand wrote numbers, and it's just kind of been bothering me ever since. If you guys have been following, you know I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my classroom. I like everything to look cohesive and neat and nice, and we just did not love how they looked. So whenever I got my Joy Extra, I was so excited to bring it to school and use it to start on some classroom projects. My favorite Cricut material is their removable vinyl. As you guys can see, this is what I'm using for today's project. I use a lot of the black vinyl. They have different colors. The Cricut Design Space Has everything and anything that you can think of as far as colors and materials that you would need for different projects to come to life. I love black removable vinyl for labeling things in my classroom. If you watched my last year's classroom setup vlogs, you know I used it to label pretty much everything in my classroom, from student book bins to whiteboard to books to shelves, you name it. So I whipped out the removable black vinyl and I'm using their Cricut tool. I'll show you some of the tools that come in a pack. The Cricut materials are so high quality and they're designed to cut perfectly with the Cricut machines. So I highly recommend that you invest in the Cricut design tools. So I guess today I was just kind of in a creative mood, so I decided to just go for it. I had some time. So I logged into my Cricut design space, which is free for users and super easy to learn. And as you guys can see, I just go in and I start typing in exactly what I want printed from my Cricut. So I typed in numbers 1 through 21 because those are the amount of kids that we have in our classroom for book bins, and make sure that they're all sized correctly. We have pretty small book bins, so I didn't want the numbers super big, so I just wanted them to be like about an inch. The Cricut design space makes it really easy for you to make sure that you are measuring it. I did use the mat, the measuring mat that comes with some of the Cricut tools. This is just a light adhesive mat, so it makes it really easy for your vinyl to stay stuck to it. It won't slide around, and it also has numbers at the top so that you can make sure that you are measuring correctly. At least that's how I use it. I'll show you kind of a better look of it. It has this grid on it, which matches the grid that is on the online design space. And it's not so much as adhesive as it's just grippy, so it grips perfectly onto the vinyl or whatever material you are using. So whenever you finish your design, whether that's numbers in my case or letters, if you're labeling something, printing out words, you just click the big make button, or I think it says make it, and that's pretty much it. You just go in and select what material you are using, the pressure that you want the needle. So if you open the Cricut machine, you can see here, this is where you will set your materials, but this is where the tool that you're using is. So this is the needle. This is what will press into your vinyl and cut out the letters or the numbers. So you can choose what type of pressure, if you want it hard or light. I usually do it pretty hard just to make sure that it gets all the way through, but depending on what you're trying to cut out, you can pick the pressure. It's seriously as simple as that. I'll of course put in clips so that you guys can kind of see the process of the Cricut Joy Extra doing its thing, cutting back and forth. It's so satisfying to watch it cut out. Honestly wish I had more projects. I'm always looking around. I'm like, what else can I do with my Cricut? Because it's so fun and easy to use, and it's so quick that you finish a project so fast. It's like addicting. You're like, okay, what else can I do next? For the amount of work that it does, it's very affordable, so worth the investment. And if you're not super into crafts or you don't think that you're good at that type of stuff, I highly recommend trying out a Cricut because it's very beginner friendly. But of course, it can do all the advanced things if you are an advanced crafter. I think the final product turned out so cute. Our book bins look so much nicer, neater, sleeker. Our students have their numbers memorized by now in the classroom, so it's really easy for them to just come up, grab their book bin when it's independent reading time. They know what number they need to grab, and yeah, I just think they turned out so good. And it is removable vinyl, so if you want to put this on your walls, your whiteboards, chalkboard, on your book bins, and you're a teacher and you're thinking, well, at the end of the year I might need to remove it, they do have a removable vinyl. They also have a permanent vinyl if you want it a little bit more permanent to stay forever, but I like the removable just in case I change my mind or at the end of the school year I want to switch things up. It's easily removable. Once it's cut out from the machine, it's super easy to transfer. Like I said, I just use their little picking tool. As you guys can see in the video, it's so easy to lift up off of there and stick it onto whatever surface you need. There are some cases where you can use transfer paper if you want to transfer a whole entire word without doing it letter by letter. In that case, you can use their little transfer brush. Definitely comes in handy sometimes. There is so much that you can do with a Cricut. I highly recommend that you check them out. I will have Cricut, the Cricut Joy Extra, linked down in the description box below if you guys are interested in checking them out. And if you guys do love your Cricut, or if you have a Cricut machine that you love, comment down below of this video and comment some projects that you've done with them, or your favorite Cricut machine, or your favorite project that you've done with a Cricut. That way we can give some inspiration to other people. If you have any tips for the best way to use a Cricut, definitely comment those down below as well, since I am still considering myself a beginner. I haven't had a ton of crafting experience, so I would love advice as well. Again, it is a dream to be working with such an amazing brand. Thank you so much, Cricut, for sponsoring this portion of today's video, and let's get on with the rest of the video. Ryan, how about you?
Miss Mary, did you know I be an amazing the letter E. Eagle. This is the letter F. This is the letter F.
Hey guys, it is a little bit later in the day, just checking in with you. I thought I would give you kind of a rundown of what our schedule is looking like in kindergarten, what we're up to. So at the beginning of the day, we start off with reading. We start off really strong. It's a pretty busy morning and we pull groups. So myself and my co-teacher, and if you're new around here, I do have a co-teacher, which is just amazing. It has been, whoa, it has been a game changer having another teacher in the classroom to help not only like classroom management, but also teaching. Able to just meet with so many more groups, so many more kiddos during the day. So we have been doing a new reading group curriculum. It's called Startup Phonics, which you might have seen in my last video of me looking through. And I really, really like it. So this is for small group reading groups. This is the book we are starting with. We obviously kind of arrange the groups based off their reading levels, so more like high and low. And so my group is more on the lower side. So we're starting just with the basics. We're starting with some sight words. So I always start off with some sight word practice, and then we get out their Foundations letter boards. And before we start our reading groups, we do like about a 20-minute Foundations lesson. And Foundations is just our phonics reading curriculum, and we break into groups for that as well. So I pull a group on the carpet with me, my co-teacher pulls a group on the other carpet with her, and we both do a differentiated Foundations lesson, just depending on where our groups are at. While we're meeting with our reading groups, the rest of the kiddos are at their tables on their iPads doing iReady reading. So yeah, this is the book that we are doing right now. So we're just working on, like I said, some sight words like is, and some CVC words, and that is for about an hour and a half of our morning, and then we move straight into math. So it's pretty quick transition. Like I said, our mornings are pretty jam-packed, but then the rest of our day is a little bit more flexible. So we move right into math. We do a whole group lesson for about 10 minutes, and then we split up into groups again. So my co-teacher and I each take a group on each carpet, and we just are able to do a more like differentiated math lesson per each group. Now in math, we are learning all about grouping, categorizing, and sorting objects based on size, color, and their features. So we did something from our math curriculum, which is iReady today, which is sorting objects. This one was based off of food versus other objects. So they sort them into categories. They come up with their own category to sort them in, and then they have to count which group has more, which one has less, because we're also learning comparing numbers right now. So yeah, that's our morning. I know that was kind of a mouthful, but that's kind of what we're doing in the morning. And then we take our kiddos to lunch and recess. They come back and they did about 15 minutes of independent reading. So they grab their book bins that I showed you, and then they come to the carpet and we do a 15-minute Haggerty lesson. And then they head out at 12:30 to go to specials. Today they had library. My co-teacher is picking them up right now. Whenever they come back, we are going to do writing and PBL, which is our project-based learning. And right now we're finishing up writing our manuals. I know manual sounds pretty intense for kindergarten, and it is kind of intense, but they're essentially writing their own book about their class job. So every student here has their own class job: table wiper, floor cleaner, iPad tech helper, and they have to write a first, next, last manual on how they perform their job. So yesterday we just started their pictures, and then today we're working on writing first, next, last, and hopefully finishing up our manuals by tomorrow. They're turning out really cute. And with writing, we've been working on sequencing, which kind of ties into our PBL. First, next, last, we'll be doing a sequencing lesson today. And reading a lot of the Woman Who Swallowed the Fly books. Those are really great for sequencing if you're teaching that. So we'll read that book for our whole group reading time and then kind of tie in a writing lesson for that. And then we head out for another recess towards the end of the day. And that's pretty much the end of our day. We come in, pack up, we do snack time, intervention. So my co-teacher and I will pull some kiddos for math intervention. And I forgot to mention, during their independent reading time, we each pull some kiddos for reading intervention. So we just started intervention time, which is basically just an extra 15 minutes with those lower kiddos who need that extra help in reading and math. So we do reading in the middle of the day, and then during iPad snack time, the last 15 minutes of the day, we pull our math intervention groups. And then 3:15 is our dismissal time and the kiddos head out. So that's kind of what our day looks like. Just hoping to give you kind of some insight. I know a lot of you guys are going into teaching. A lot of you guys are student teachers right now or studying to be a teacher. So it's kind of fun to hear how some other people's schedules are. I remember I used to watch these videos all the time when I was a student teacher, and it was so interesting seeing how other teachers set up their days and like imagining how I would want to set up my day. So yeah, that's kind of how our days in kindergarten look. By the way, I am wearing this really cute set from Amazon. It's just like a long sleeve set, but it's really, really comfy. All right, better view of it, better lighting. Really, really comfy, just cute flowy pants. I just paired it with a jacket. Just pulls it together a little bit more so it doesn't look like pajamas. But yeah, my go-to has been wearing like cute, comfy matching sets as a teacher because it feels like pajamas, but you look more pulled together. Yeah. It is the end of the day. Just got in my car. I've been so excited to get back in my car all day because I am at a really good point in my book, my Audible book that I'm listening to. I started the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, second book, which is A Court of Mist and Fury, and it's so good. I cannot believe how into this series I am. I really was apprehensive when I started it because I'm not a huge, or I didn't think I was big on fantasy genres, but I actually really love it. It took me a while to get into the first one, I will say. If you want to start it and just kind of see how you like it, give the first one a chance. The first half of the book I thought was pretty slow and repetitive. By the end of the first book I was hooked, and the second book has just been amazing so far. Halfway in it gets really juicy. So I'm really excited to listen to it. I'm gonna run home, let the girls out to go potty, and then I have a Orange Theory class that I'm gonna head to. But it always makes the drive so much better when you have to go places when you have a book that you're excited to listen to.
As their guards closed in around them, we have all the riches we need. We will now return to our palace to deliberate with our sisters. You're already going to say no.
Alright, just made it home, changed into some activewear, just going with a big oversized comfy shirt today. My favorite running shoes are my Hoka's. I can't remember what the style of these are. I'll look it up and try to put it on the screen, but these are really good for running.
Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll